Hello, welcome to my channel. In the last video, I discussed with you the new approach to life and how that contrasted to the old approach to life that virtually every single person on this planet is living. And I mentioned that this is a time of evolution, that there's a small handful of people living a new approach to life, which is a life of happiness, of ease, of abundance, of connection, of integrity, and all of those things I've already described. I won't go on. I will go on at some point, but not now. And I just did a very high level overview of the difference between the two. I will go into this in so much more detail over the coming months. But today, I received an inspiration to record a video about who are we? Who am I? Who are you? Why are we here? There's nothing like getting into the big questions on my second video. And I started to write some notes and I decided, no, I'm not going to go with my notes. I'm just going to start talking and see what happens. This is a challenging subject. I absolutely am of the belief that I only know a tiny fraction of the truth, if there even is a truth. The thing I found out on my spiritual journey is that the truth changes on a frequent basis, and so to believe you have the answers, all of the answers, is incorrect. But what I will do is share what I have come to believe over 15 years of a very intense spiritual journey. And like I say, it's an evolving story all the time, but what is important is it's always evolving into bigger, more expanded, more limitless versions of who I think I am, who I think you are, who I think we are. It's never shrinking, it's only ever expanding. And so really the only thing that matters is that we broaden the perspective of who we think we are. We've all grown up in such limitation. We've believed we're the small, powerless, flesh and blood human being. And the foundation, the fundamental, excuse me, my dog wants to join me. I'm gonna come up. Come here, hup, hup. This is Smurf, my little earth angel. The foundation of the new approach to life is that we understand we are so much more than we've been taught. So for however long I go on in this video, the only thing that matters is that you come away knowing that what you've been taught is vastly different than what you really are. You are so much more, and whatever you can believe, wherever the edges of your belief system can go, there is so much more to come. And I know that's true for me too. The perspective I hold at the moment is still vastly limited than the perspective I will hold at some point 5, 10, 15 years in the future. Maybe 5, 10, 15 lifetimes in the future, who knows? So that's the takeaway. Really, we could stop the video here. You are so much more than you've been taught. But, okay, so where do I start? I'm going to entitle this video, Who Am I? Video 1, because I know that over time I will want to add more to this video. But like I say, this video is just here to give us a foundation, to show us how the new approach to life can work if you expand your idea of who you actually are. Okay, so let's begin. Who do I believe myself to be? This is also who I believe you to be. Who every single being on this planet, in fact, is. I believe that I am essentially a non-physical energy, that I am essentially part of God, the divine, all there is, spirit, the universe, doesn't matter what word you use. Humans for so long have been arguing over what word to use, it doesn't matter. But that we are from a non-physical source, and we have chosen, and that's very, very, very important, we have chosen to be here at this time and incarnate into a physical human body. And we have chosen to believe we are limited beings, to descend into the densest realities that exist in all that is, or certainly some of the most dense realities that exist in all that is. And we have come here basically with a bag over our heads. We've come here without any memory of who we really are, what this reality is. We have come here in a dense world of many lower vibrations, with no memory of who we are, no connection to higher sources of information. We'll get to that. There is a connection, but initially we didn't know about that connection. And we have set ourselves up in the most difficult game that exists and in all that is, in order that we can see. It was an experiment, as far as I understand, so that we could see whether we could find our way back out. Find our way back out of the darkness, essentially, back into the light. And we'll get into this, but the darkness is equally of source, just as much as the light is. So it was a game of essentially forgetting everything about who we really are and seeing whether we could remember. And it's my current belief that I've lived thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of lifetimes on this planet, on other planets, on other realities, on other dimensions. But specifically, we're talking about our human lives here. It's my belief that I came here and I've lived multiple lifetimes. But this is the lifetime when I remember who I am. This is the lifetime when the game completes, or becomes very close to being complete. For you, for me, for many, many, many people on this planet. This is the lifetime we've all been waiting for. And this is a very exciting moment in our lives. But in order to get here, we had to set this life up in a very particular way. We had to set this life up so that we would remember. And in order to do that, we often came into quite difficult childhoods, into limitation, into feeling separate, feeling different. And we came in very, very sensitive. And we did this for many reasons, one of which was because we knew by holding that level of sensitivity, life would be so hard, so painful, so uncomfortable, that we would absolutely not stop until we found answers. And that's why you're here watching this right now. That's why I've been on a 15-year spiritual journey consciously. I'm 50 this year, and I've been on a spiritual journey all my life. Now I can see that. But I was shaken awake 15 years ago, which I'll get into. And every day since then, I have been trying to find answers because I am so sensitive and life has been so difficult. And I imagine that some of this is resonating for you too. But the amazing thing is we're remembering. We have made our way back out of the darkness, which is all part of the game. It's all part of God, source. It's not bad, it's not right, it's not wrong. I'll get into all of this. But the key foundation to living a new approach to life is that we have to know who we are. At least we have to open our minds to being so much more than we've been taught. And that's what this video is about. So we will get into this at so much more of a deeper level as we go forward. But the takeaway is you are so much more than you've been taught. You chose to come here. You are of the divine, of all that it is, of the universe, of source. You are unlimited. That's one thing I forgot to say. You are unlimited. Now we can't comprehend that notion because we know such limitation. But in this lifetime, I believe, through the new approach to life, we are going to experience being unlimited. Now that certainly means that we, on a physical level, can be, do or have anything we choose. And we are learning how to do that, and we will get into all of that. And I'm learning too. I'm certainly not some ascended master. I am a human being learning my way, and perhaps I'm a few steps ahead on the journey than you are potentially, maybe not. But maybe I have some things to share that I've learned that can be really helpful. But certainly we are limitless. We can be, do or have anything we choose because we create this reality. Like I mentioned in my first video, we've grown up believing that the outside world impacts how we feel, and we are completely separate. And things can come out of the blue and hit us and make our lives awful. So we spend our entire lives essentially setting up a protection around ourselves to try and protect ourselves from illness and from disaster and from losing our money and from all of it. You know, you get it, you're human. But the new approach to life says you are limitless. You are so much more than you've been taught. And that actually we create our reality from the inside out. That all of the things that we see, experience, all of the people we meet are all projections from the inside of us. And so we don't need to go outside and worry about what's going on out there. The only thing we need to focus on is what's going on in here. That's it. Because we create it all. And there's a learning curve. We don't get there overnight. I'm not there. I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm really not there completely. But as soon as you start understanding that, everything starts shifting. And we're given exactly what we need to be given in order to learn what we need to know, step, by little step. And inspiration's a part of that. Events that happen in our lives are part of that, and we'll get to all of this. But like I say, let's leave it there. And the takeaway is you are so much more than you've been taught. So much more than you've been taught. And I'm only just scratching the surface. And yet I'm blown away by what I'm learning, what I'm discovering, what I'm living. Is there anything else I want to say at this moment? No, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. I'll do other videos. This is where I'm going to leave it. right, I'm going to stop because I could carry on more and more and more. But you are so much more than you've been taught. You are unlimited. You are a non-physical being that has incarnated here. Oh, one more thing I want to say. As far as I can tell, from what I've learned, what I've read, from the wise beings that I've interacted with in my time, and we'll talk about all of that, it's my understanding that planet Earth is the toughest game out there. The toughest reality, certainly. No, I'll get into all of that. What am I trying to say? So, planet Earth is the game for beings that have truly evolved to a certain level that they need the biggest challenge there is. So if all there is a adventure park, in the UK we have a place called Alton Towers where you can go on the big roller coasters and scare yourself to death for fun. That's essentially what we're doing here, in my understanding. There are many realities that you can poodle around, enjoy, and love, and happiness, and beauty. And we've done those. We've been there. We've mastered those. We are now on the equivalent of the biggest roller coaster in the biggest adventure park that exists on this planet, in reality. The biggest, scariest ride of them all. And we've chosen that because we are mighty, magnificent beings who are so courageous, so brave, that we wanted the most difficult game of them all to see what would happen, to see if we could find our way back out, to see if we could find the light. And the amazing thing is, if you are here, you are finding your way back out. We are walking into the light. And I want to honour you on your journey, because I know, like my journey, it's not been easy. And part of the journey is learning to love yourself. We'll get into all of this. I'm going off on another topic now, but I want to honour the being that you are, the courageous being that you are, and the courageous being that I am, to have been through this experience. And I really am going to go now. But I will say goodbye. Thank you for watching this video, and namaste.